it's always wonderful to receive a raise at work. However, if your rent, vehicle payments, or brunch allowance rise to equal your new wage, that extra money won't go far in your savings account. Do you expect your spending to rise in tandem with your income when you earn more? If this is the case, lifestyle creep may very well have crept into your spending patterns, jeopardizing your financial future. What is lifestyle creep? When your discretionary income rises, so do your costs and expenditures. This is referred to as lifestyle creep. It can happen if you obtain a raise or pay off a debt, such as a car loan or a college loan. Lifestyle creep develops so slowly that individuals don't even know it's happening, until they take a close look at their finances. As a result, it's critical to be constantly informed of what's happening with your earnings. Lifestyle creep may readily manifest itself in larger expenditures, such as a more extravagant residence, or a more luxurious vehicle. However, it may also occur with lower cost activities such as dining out, purchasing relatively premium goods, or signing up for a new streaming platform. If you're not looking for it, lifestyle creep might be difficult to detect since it doesn't develop overnight. If you're not sure if you're suffering from lifestyle creep, take a look at your previous financial expenditures and money management practices. If your salary has been gradually rising but you haven't made any progress toward your financial objectives, lifestyle creep may be to blame. It's usually not till those moments when many realize there's a problem. It's usually months later because they convince themselves that this is only a one-month affair. It was December, and December is typically a difficult month. When it happens again in January, February, and March, they realize that they have a problem and that something needs to be done. How lifestyle creep keeps you broke. Disposable income is defined as money that is not previously planned for necessities such as housing, transportation, and food. It may be anything from sports tickets to regular lattes to shopping sprees, or anything else that is more likely to fall into the want category than the need category. When it comes to getting out of debt, preparing for retirement, or fulfilling other major financial objectives, lifestyle creep can keep you behind the curve. It's also one of the reasons why individuals can't seem to get out of the trap of living paycheck to paycheck. It may appear odd at first, but consider the following example, which uses a closed budget. If you earn $100 per month and reserve 5% for something like a shopping budget, you will have $5 each month. If you get a raise at work and now make $150 per month, the 5% raise equals $7.50 per month. When you increase your spending allowance to meet the percentage, rather than putting the additional $2.50 into savings or investments, you end up broke. Those figures might mount up over time. And it isn't all fun and games when it comes to making more money. It might also entail more spending and more ambitious retirement plans. What causes lifestyle creep? One example of lifestyle creep is transitioning from a penny-pinching undergraduate lifestyle to your first full-time employment. It can also happen if you get a raise, get a bonus, get a tax return, get a gift, or win a lottery ticket. There are psychological variables at play as well, such as the often obsessive need to be as good as others. And before you dismiss it as simple jealousy combined with a lack of determination, consider the following. According to a recent study of a lottery winner's impact on the neighborhood, the higher the prize, the more likely their neighbors were to borrow money and even file for bankruptcy. At this point, you're probably thinking this is a joke, but no, it's not. Even when it's not obvious, the societal incentive to match up with the purchasing patterns of relatives and friends can generate genuine and substantial financial hardship. Studies suggest that post-envy may be pushing people to live above their means, simply because their feeds may resemble their contacts, and social media might exacerbate the situation. When your neighbor arrives in a beautiful new SUV, how can you resist the impulse to update your old but trustworthy Toyota? The answers may appear straightforward on paper, but shifting your attitude from deciding to spend money on a shopping spree, or a vacation to saving or investing the money might be more difficult. With that in mind, here are a few pointers to help you avoid becoming a lifestyle creep. Tips for avoiding lifestyle creep. True, handing a financial institution every last penny of a big windfall doesn't sound very appealing. However, even being aware of lifestyle creep, and identifying it in your own life may place you ahead of the curve when it comes to making smarter financial decisions. Here are a few suggestions for avoiding lifestyle creep while still enjoying life's pleasures. Smaller celebrations. If you get a promotion, you should rejoice, especially if it's more than the national average of 2.9%. However, if you want to avoid lifestyle creep, fight the impulse to hurry to the store and buy that fancy item you've kept your eye on. Consider a tiny gesture of self-congratulation, such as a meal with friends. Budgeting. Giving all that money a purpose might be one way to escape lifestyle creep. Yes, that additional $100 a month shouldn't be sitting in a savings account doing nothing, like a deadbeat cousin sleeping on the couch. Allowing that excess money to sit in the bank account for an extended period of time, with nothing to do with it, may result in unanticipated expenditure on a weekend getaway, or that expensive espresso machine that would be a seductive buy. Trying to put that capital to work might help you avoid impulsive purchases. But what does it mean to put capital to work? It all boils down to money management. But don't worry, because the days of long invoices and statements spread out and computations done by hand are long gone. With the introduction of internet banking, most people now have everything they need to create a budget on their phone or computer. You don't have a basic budget. When you get a raise, it's a good idea to do some math and make sure you're spending your money wisely. If you already have a system in place, a new promotion is a wonderful moment to reorganize it, to ensure that it still meets all of your financial goals. Avoiding unnecessary purchases. When there is unexpected additional income in the bank account, mindless or needless spending may occur. There may be a psychological or emotional urge to waste money in a bank account, without contemplating whether those expensive, fashionable bedside decorations or that new gaming system are truly needed. Spending money on useless items, without planning for the future for financial progress, might mean missing out on an option to put capital to good use, that may also enhance your lifestyle in a responsible way. Outlining clear goals. What is your ultimate goal? Do you wish to retire with $1 million or more in the bank when you're 60 years of age? Is buying a house on your wish list? Setting long-term financial objectives and keeping your head in the game is one way to avoid lifestyle creep. Establishing a simple emergency fund and a longer-term savings plan are two different financial goals that practically everyone may benefit from. The sky's the limit from there, and your objectives are totally up to you. Avoiding debt. This may sound self-evident, but you won't be able to escape debt if you continuously pile on additional debt. According to a new study, consumers are willing to spend up to 83% more with a credit card than they would with cash. Since your fathers and grandfathers survived without credit cards on a daily basis, you can do it too. Modern credit cards were not introduced until approximately 1950, when boomers were instilled with the belief that if you can't afford it now in full, you should wait until you can. Getting your head in the game. Although lifestyle creep isn't impossible to reverse, it's probable that the further you've fallen into a lavish lifestyle, the more difficult it will be to pull yourself out. Making lists, beginning with your requirements, such as bills, and moving on to your desires, such as an electric vehicle, is one technique to get your head in the game. You may then prioritize your wants and start cutting from the bottom up. Is there anything in your life that exists only for the sake of existing? Consider removing them entirely or devising creative methods to maintain them in your life at a lower cost, such as buying secondhand rather than retail, or eating out only once a week rather than the whole week. And what about envy, which might also play with your mind? The simple answer is that not every shiny thing you see is actually worth your hard-earned money. Choosing your friends wisely. Societal influence is a major incentive to spend more than you actually should, but your friends, neighbors, and acquaintances' perceived riches may be a far cry from their actual financial situation. In reality, 8 out of every 10 working Americans are living hand to mouth. Things may be very different in reality than what is depicted on the internet. If you find yourself in circumstances where you feel pressured to splurge, such as your children's sporting events, weekends out of town, or an invitation to a vacation out of the country, you should try joining a network of people who share your financial goals. After all, it's far simpler to suggest to a buddy, "Let's just cook at home to save money," than it is to say, "Let's try the fashionable new restaurant in town." Thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. If you enjoyed our content, please smash the like button, share and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this.